will I will let them in. So thank you so much for joining today and welcome to the secrets behind Instagram branding, UI, UX, and logo design, Skyler Basco's amazing workshop. I'm so lucky that she reached out, and she's an incredible individual who has been really inspiring me since the beginning of the college app season. So I'm very grateful to her for all she's doing. And Skyler, if you'd like to introduce yourself, we're so honored to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I'm really excited to get to share with you guys some insights that I've learned within like Instagram branding, UI, UX, logo design, and basically anything that comes with marketing, your nonprofit project, company, or organization, or something like that. So I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. I'm Skyler Basco, and I'm the founder and CEO of Beam, which is this student run nonprofit of over 1,000 high school seniors supporting each other through college admissions. We've done a couple things like the mentorship program. We've done, events and college panels. Our biggest one yet was the Beam Conference, which was taking place over the summer. But we are actually going to be hosting a future big event. I don't know when this YouTube video is going to come out, so I don't want to reveal the name of it yet before we post it and stuff. But it's going to be a really exciting event that's more devoted to career pathways and life in college as opposed to applying to college, because we have like these high school seniors who learn about how to apply to college, how to write your essays during the Beam conference, and now we're going to talk more about what to actually do from here, and maybe even writing some letter of continued interest or things like that. So yeah, stay tuned and just follow Beam Community on Instagram and join our community if you're a high school senior. But on June 4th, 2021, which is our birthday basically, we're going to be opening the community to more than just high school seniors and just opening it to more ages. So, yeah, so feel free to stay tuned for then. But yeah, I'm going to dive straight into everything. So, before I go into, like the physical design and stuff, I really like showing all aspects of like branding. So, I think something really important when you're branding your nonprofit is actually like putting a face to it, because I truly believe that people like to connect more with people than the actual product. So I really do have a big passion for Beam and just interweaving it into pretty much everything I do, in like my personal Instagram and stuff. So I actually want to show you my personal website, which is something I definitely advise people to have. So if you go to my Instagram, I can actually search on my Instagram here. Let's see. Okay, that's um basically my Instagram, I just kind of like surround it with, kind of just like a blue theme because it just kind of goes with Beam in a sense. And I would say that let's see. Yeah, so you just put like your personal website here if you can. It could have like links and stuff. For me personally, I just have like everything in one place. Usually people have like a link tree or maybe like a beacons.ai, but this is just how I brand myself, and I think it's really important to have like a nice consistent theme so that when people see like, oh, who's the founder of the org, then maybe you can have that presence as well. And yeah, so I just put Beam on there, of course. Like Beam is just kind of like my baby in a sense. Like it's just kind of like my pride and joy in life. And basically what I love, like UI UX, is obviously going to be talking about fine arts and just contact info. I think it's really important. Also for like, I know for like some colleges they ask like, do you have an online presence? It's really great to link a personal website in there. But yeah, that's just kind of the aspect of personal branding. I just really want to emphasize that because I tend to see a lot of nonprofits or companies, they kind of de-emphasize their actual founder, and sometimes they don't want to revolve their company around the founder, but I think sometimes it really helps to have a face behind it, um, so that like when you like hear certain companies, um, like Amazon, Tesla, and stuff, like you pretty much know who's behind it. Obviously, you want to revolve the person around it, but I think it's really important sometimes. And so this is going to go more into the UI UX portion of things. I think UI UX is really important when you're developing your website, a mobile app, or pretty much anything, even like laying out the pattern for your Instagram posts. You can use markup tools like Figma. So this is what I'm going to present here is basically the UI UX prototype that helped me win a top 2 finalist for National Youth Entrepreneurial Summit. And basically, this is a private video But yeah, I'm just gonna show it here full screen. Can you see it? I think you can see it, yeah. Yeah, so basically that's it. And it's just kind of like just a general, thing that I like to show people when I do workshops like these. I really like showing people, like how important it is when like in a lot of science competitions that I've done in the past. I've actually like my main role is actually not the science part, not the research part, because I honestly like to be fair, like I'm not that good at science. I'm not that good at STEM. Like I thought I was, but in reality, I was mainly doing like the design part. Like, and I found myself always doing like the prototypes and kind of just like the artwork and graphics. But I think that's the beauty of trying new things, trying new competitions. You'll get to really experience um what it's like to go into the marketing side of things too. Because when you're in like pitch decks and things like that, you're going to have to make presentations like these to really impress the judges or whoever you're pitching to, or maybe investors, or whatever you want to apply this to. So I'm actually going to redirect everyone to a link. So it's just bit.ly/Skyler-UI. So I'm going to go onto this, and it's basically this Google document that I share with everyone usually, and it's just kind of like resources for getting started with design and like Figma and stuff. So here I basically just have like, for the first section, it's just Instagram accounts. Like, so when starting your nonprofit or organization, I really like to take inspiration from a lot of accounts. Obviously, I have Beam on there just because like I kind of take like inspiration from a lot of different accounts, and just to really formulate basically this consistent color palette. So what we actually do is do like pink, purple, blue, green, pink, purple, blue, green, and it's a really nice diagonal effect that actually comes here. So when you actually expand it here, this is what it is, and you see like the diagonal pinks, the diagonal purples, the blues, and it really just aligns. So I think it's really awesome to have like consistency in that and patterns, also with the highlights too. And our logo really represents kind of the vibrancy, but it's different for other orgs. Some orgs have like a nice warm palette like this. I really loved your Asian Youth. It has this like nice like warm tone like feeling, and it has just it's also very powerful too, and very cozy in a sense, and very welcoming. You look at other accounts like this, some of them this isn't necessarily like a certain one color, but it's like it's all very united in a sense that it's female empowerment. Like it really embodies that. I think the same goes for a couple other accounts, including Generations as well. Oh my god, I love this account. It's amazing. Like it literally, I just love the color blue because like psychologically blue is just like a cool color, like represents like productivity. It's just like pleasing to the eyes and stuff. Like anything cool color based is cool. That's a great way to describe it. I'm losing my like sense of English vocabulary words. I think it's a thesaurus, but anyways, yeah, I just honestly like, even though some of these topics may be like controversial, the way that they tackle them, the way that they design things, it makes it look friendlier and more like welcoming and open-ended and stuff, whereas this, it still does fit even though it is warm toned. So it really depends on like your logo, your sense of branding, and like the vibe that you want your audience to feel. So just color is a very important thing, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make a color palette as well. So here's some of like the best places to find like really nice color palettes that are trendy, I would say. So there's Color Hunt, this like there's color palette generators. I think, yeah, I really like this one because for Beam we actually kind of like took inspiration from this and a few other accounts, and just kind of tweaked the hex code of the colors a bit. So if you want to have like consistent color palette but you don't really know how to start, just like look at this. Maybe let's just say you want a nice like mellow color palette. Then this has a really nice color palette with like contrast and stuff. So you just click on it here. And what's really nice about this is it gives you the hex codes already. So you don't really have to worry about, trying to do a color picker thing to find the hex codes. And then you get some, let's see, resources to start with Figma. So Figma is basically this markup tool for like UI UX design that I previously showed in the last video. And it's an amazing resource for like basically designing like what you want your website to look like without actually putting it on the website physically, in case like you want to have like different types of styles that you might want to implement, but you don't want to put it on the website yet. But yeah, so basically there's a lot of flexibility with that resource. And then Canva is more for your Instagram posts, maybe your LinkedIn posts, like anything graphics related, or even things like a sponsorship packet or like prospectus, or presentation slides. I actually like made the presentation through Canva. And this is basically the video that I showed. So essentially, I guess like now I really want to show you guys like what it's like to start from scratch when it comes to, designing some sort of logo or prototype or things like that. So I really like going, no, not here. I'm just gonna go straight from Canva and just like design a logo. I'm gonna create a logo. Let's just see. Okay, so when you're creating a logo, the first thing you want to do is like, obviously you have your name in place. You by this point you already know what it is. One thing that I like to do is, like even if you don't know how to like design, let's just say you don't have any graphic designers right now. If you want to do a temporary logo in place, you could literally just get it from Canva and stuff, and then just kind of tailor it to, the best of your ability. But I really do recommend obviously getting, kind of like a graphic designer and stuff, because it just makes your logo unique. But in the case that you don't have it for now, I really just recommend using Canva, because you don't have to be an artist to, make nice Instagram posts. So let's just say, I'm not endorsing this because I can't drink, but let's just say you want wine. Like, I don't know. Let's see, elements, wine. I know this, I did this before or something, but this is a really nice, icon. Let's just say your company is called like Nice Wine. Like I know I did a workshop like this before. Let's see. Add heading. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, you're gonna find a font that really matches it. This is kind of like the font that we use for Beam. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's have this. So you can like set like whatever you want, and then we're gonna like think about the color palette later. So, or you can do it in reverse, but you can go with like all capital letters, or like, I don't know. Or you could even just like leave it as like an icon like this. And the beauty of Canva is that you can actually download it as like a transparent PNG if you have like Canva Pro, but you can try to get the student developer pack from GitHub, so you can get Canva Pro for free actually. So let's see. Let's just say you wanted to use this one, right? What you can do, you can actually copy and paste this. I think I want to choose a different color palette just for the sake of this. Maybe something a little bit more, see, maybe like this, something like that. Okay. How do I click on that? Okay, perfect. So let's just say you wanted to use this color palette as the base for your logo. All you have to do is just, click on something, and now just like copy paste that, and now you have that. That's your color palette. Let's say you want this for the glass part. You just copy paste it, and then bam. You could even, play around with it. There's a lot of logos. Let's just say you want a circle or something for your brand. You could just like type in circle, and you could have that in the background. And it's just, honestly, it's a really simple tool to use if you don't really know what you're doing, honestly. You just and okay, yeah, so basically if you want to like start off with that, and let's just have one more color, maybe even land off with like this. Let's just say possibly this. Okay, no, that doesn't look good. Okay, let's see what other ones I have. I have that. And honestly, you don't even have to choose the ones here. You can feel free to play around. Let's just say I want to go back to this color. You can actually select new color, and then you just kind of, yeah, kind of like use this up and down tool, and then bam. Let's just say like that's your logo. That's your logo for your new brand. Now you can like put that on your Instagram and whatever, and obviously give it a title. Let's just say it's like the company's called Fine Wine or something, and you're gonna upload it as a transparent background PNG. But if not, if you don't have this Canva Pro, what you can actually do is you go to remove.bg, which is this great tool for removing the transparent background, removing the background and turning it into a transparent PNG with a high resolution. You just like drop the file onto here, and it like gets this high quality image there, so that you can upload it anywhere, and then you can just like upload this to your Instagram and stuff, and then there you go. That's your logo. So you already have an org, you already have your logo. Oh wait, screen sharing. Let me just resume share. We'll do a new share for my entire desktop. Hold on. Okay. So now you can see everything. Yeah, so basically that's the logo. And I guess like now that we're done doing the logo, let's start. I don't know if we want to make like a mobile app. Let's just say we're gonna make a mobile app for this a random org that we're making. Let's just say Figma. Yeah, so I'm gonna like show you the ins and outs of Figma. In a sense, this is a really nice tool to create mobile apps, but kind of just like the design aspect. You can actually find the code, so like the functional code here, but you're gonna have to like copy paste and transfer it. I think it's like this or something. Yeah, so when you click on like a certain element, it gives like the code here, which like I don't really know what's going on, but I've worked with some people and like they know how to transfer it. But yeah, so Figma is really awesome. You can do like plus minus to expand and zoom and things like that. And let's just say basically you want to start a new thing. All you have to do with Figma, I'm gonna use my mouse so it's easier to scroll up and down. All you have to do, the first thing you gotta do is just get a frame and then pick whatever you want. You have like an iPhone 11, whatever, let's say you want iPhone 11 Pro Max. Zoom all the way in. And from here, I guess you just start designing. So what I like to do, let's just say you want to, use your color palette, then go for it. So let's just say you want this as the background. All you have to do is pick this, do the fill color, and there's like so many resources out there just to teach you how to do this. Maybe you want to file, you want to insert and place the image of the logo that you just made, and you want to put it here. And then you can use, oh my God, what is going on? Okay, yeah, you can use the red stuff to your advantage, the red lines, to make everything align. So that's your logo, that's your org's thing. Maybe you want to put like rectangles on the side and stuff like that. Let's just see. Like this. Maybe you want to, yeah. So it's really up to your heart's desire. You can copy paste and just like drag it all the way down. And then you're gonna take your color palette and then go back with it again. So honestly, just there's a lot of resources on like the Figma's like how to or like FAQ like section and stuff, and they have a lot of things that you can use, and you can even copy and paste in like keyboards and stuff. I know I have a thing in Figma that like has this whole this resource like database of like all the different, let's just see, there's an Android UI kit. No, there's iOS assets. Yeah, so for iOS they have those buttons that you might need to use when creating your prototype or something like that. So they have all of these different keys, and now you can just copy and paste it. Let's just say you wanted to add a keyboard, or you wanted to add this thing, that home button on your prototype. You copy and paste it, and then you put it here, and then there you have that white thing. It's supposed to be on the app. So yeah, basically, there's a lot of different ways that you can brand out your, nonprofit or org using Figma, and I definitely recommend, whether or not you're doing the graphics or you're hiring, a director of graphics to do something, that you definitely use this as a way to, pre-plan everything that you do and not just copy and paste everything onto Wixsite. Because I think something that's, that's really integral to making sure that your brand is on point is to, try different types of possible outcomes that you can like use and stuff. I think there's someone else who entered the waiting room. But yeah, basically, yeah, I definitely recommend that you use Figma as a resource to basically just try out, different types of prototypes that you can actually implement onto a future website or something like that. Yeah, so for anyone new coming in, basically what I'm just going over is like, we just created a logo from scratch. So what I did was essentially, let's see, I just taught everyone how to create a logo. I just, went through like possible places you can find color palettes and things like that. And it's all in this document, bit.ly/Skyler-UI, which I'll actually send in the chat right now so that you can have it as a resource. And then I'll send it at the end of the workshop. How much time do I have for the workshop, by the way?
You have until 12:45, or sorry, 2:45 Pacific time if you need. So
Okay, sounds good.
go ahead. I just am transferring to my phone as well. So if you're
yeah,
wondering. But yeah, thank you, Skyler.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, essentially this is something that I really recommend when you're, creating a mobile app or a website, and it can actually turn into this. And what's really awesome about Figma is that you can actually start to kind of prototype in a way. So what you can actually do is you go to prototype and you have all of these like weird loops and like weird, transitions and arrows and holes to everything. And how you actually do that is you can actually go to the prototype part and start like dragging things. Let's just say you want to click on, I'm going to go to this past prototype. Let's just say you want, when you click on the login, you want it to lead to this page. And when you click on submit, you want it to lead to this page or this page. Like, it's really awesome to see like all the different features that Figma has and ways you can actually, maximize the functionality before actually putting it onto the website permanently. So definitely recommend this. And then some other platforms that I recommend are obviously Wixsite. I think Wixsite is very flexible and versatile when you're creating a website. Honestly, I think I think out of like everything I've heard like WordPress, like Weebly, Webflow, and all those different website hosting platforms and website builders. But I honestly think those are very restrictive. And even though Wix is kind of messy to deal with sometimes, it really gives you a lot of flexibility when you're transferring things from Figma and then directly onto a Wix site later on. So yeah, basically that's like the general premise of everything. And I'm actually gonna go to, let's see, bit.ly/Skyler-UI. I'm gonna go back to the personal branding and like talk more about that. But give me a second. I'm just gonna drink water for a sec.
Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks so much, Skyler. You're doing an incredible job. This is so useful. I'm really inspired.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, of course. I'm really happy to share all the information here because I think, knowing how to brand stuff and like marketing, an innovation or product or something like that is very essential when growing or expanding your NPO. What I really recommend when, doing like personal branding and stuff is like for me personally, whenever I post like stories, I really, have the color palette like on hand, like in my photo album of Beam. So whenever I do post like stories or like repost things and do things like that, I make sure that the background aligns with Beam colors. So like one day I'll post a story with like a blue background or a purple background so that when people look at, my account, they associate me with Beam. And like when people look at Beam, they're just like, oh, yeah, those are kind of like Skyler's colors. So I really tie like my personality in a sense to Beam, which is like, I don't know, it shouldn't revolve around, your org, but honestly, I really love this community so much. So I think it's really a part of my identity in a sense, because it just allowed me to, to grow as a person. And I think, I think people should really be exposed to the community because it's something like unlike I've ever seen. Like we're just there's some moments where we're like very crazy. Like I've actually like created like some of my best friends from Beam like within the past like 6 months, and I'm very thankful to have that opportunity like to grow something like that organically. But yeah, I really think personal branding is an amazing way to get your word of your nonprofit out there. Also, definitely recommend PR. So to get yourself like featured in like media articles and things like that, really put yourself out there, like, and just start to DM like more accounts, like to host workshops like these, or do Instagram takeovers, or you know, for Beam, we actually like wrote a press release, sent it out to tons of news outlets, and we were able to, get ourselves exposed there on the media. Um, but yeah, it all really ties into networking and connections as well. I definitely recommend like mastering your LinkedIn game or wherever else you want to network. Like it doesn't have to be LinkedIn, it could be lunch club, or it could just be in general with like people in your community and like mutual friends of friends and stuff. I think your network in general is really your net worth, and that persists not only within like your career life but also high school and stuff. So it's not too late. It's not too early to start actually. There's people are like, "Oh, why are high schoolers on LinkedIn?" I think that's very smart, honestly. I think high schoolers should be on LinkedIn because you can make the mistakes now and build the connections now so that you have like a foundation of your network and not just find connections in college. But yeah, I haven't been in college yet, obviously, so I don't know much about that part, but I think Beam just overall just taught me how to, make a lot of connections and like putting a personal brand out there and making a lot of LinkedIn posts. I can actually go to my LinkedIn. So this is actually tying into a lot of more than just design. I think it's also about like knowing how to write when like marketing yourself. Like for me personally, let's just see, I know from like early on when I made like posts and stuff, I would write like really long essays. Like I love writing like essays as like captions for my Instagram posts. And then for like LinkedIn too, I kind of just just talked about a lesson that I learned. This was something very important to me. We used to be called Class of 21 Community for Beam, and we also like used to have like Class of 21 Community stickers, like C21C for short. But during the Beam conference, when we transitioned into the name Beam, I was actually like doing like a dramatic like cutting of the C21C sticker and explaining like why I was cutting each part of the sticker, and then holding up the Beam sticker on my forehead and like placing it there, and just really explaining like, how much this community means to me, even though we've at that point we've only been there for like I don't know, like 2 to 3 months. But yeah, and then this, let's just see, this as well, this was really important to me because we actually hit our 1,000 member milestone for Beam, and this was definitely a big just time in my life where I kind of learned a lot of stuff. There was a lot of ups and downs, and I think it's really important to be vulnerable when exposing yourself and personally branding yourself in social media. And I definitely think people say I don't want to flaunt my awards, things like that, but honestly I think you should totally have the right to flaunt your awards and turn into something positive and what you learn from it, and like tell people how you got there instead of kind of like closing it in. But it really depends on everyone else. But this is just kind of like some of the posts. I think some of my like most viral posts in a sense like were the ones with the words and stuff. And I think it's really important to kind of just like build your credibility, and um it's a great way to network with other people who, for example, who are the conversationalist awardees. Like I'm able to network with them, or people who are Coca-Cola semifinalists. You can gain more friends from putting yourself out there and telling what achievements you made or awards you get. So I think it's really important to really expose yourself to that whole realm. um LinkedIn's a really great platform. I also think TikTok, let's just see, I'm actually gonna go to my TikTok. I can't believe I'm doing this. Hold up.
Love
Let's,
it.
where is this TikTok? Okay, so I'm gonna go down here. TikTok is actually a rising platform that's very easy to grow on for several reasons. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, I think probably go TikTok. It's called Marketing by Sky. So this is actually my TikTok account. I actually want to change my handle back to Skyler Tech because I want to make it more consistent. But anyways, This is just kind of me, just sharing, my insights, kind of like these on like marketing and like how to really grow your nonprofit. So it's centered around nonprofits, and I did not expect to get like at this point like 1,000 views for a video. I should probably step my game up because I was kind of like slacking for the past 2 weeks. Um, I think TikTok is a very even playing field for a lot of people who want to grow their brand or business very quickly, for small businesses who don't even have a large following, because the For You page is actually something where anyone can go viral. You don't have to have it, literally you don't have to have any posts, you don't have to have any followers. You can go instant viral depending on the type of content you put out. So what happens is TikTok, sends your content to a certain amount of people, and depending on how they interact with it, they're going to share it to more people or stop sharing it to a bigger group of people, And if that bigger group of people really likes your content and starts interacting and sharing and liking and commenting and viewing it more times, then they're going to share it to more people and more people. And they like to push out viral content like people like to see. And that also ties into YouTube too, which like I'm not